the end of this video, you're going to know how to be instantly approved for the Capital One Venture X, the full application process, as well as the secret to unlocking the top travel perks. Whether you're a frequent traveler or you're just looking to score some great rewards, I'm going to share with you insider tips that will be the big difference between getting instantly approved or just simply denied. And if you're new to the channel, before we dive into it, smash that subscribe button if you want to make more, save more, and raise your credit. So before we get into the application process and how to be instantly approved, let me first tell you why I chose the Capital One Venture X over other premium travel cards like the American Express Platinum, starting with the most important thing, which is the annual fee. So for a card with a $395 annual fee, you do get a ton of value. First off, we have this $300 travel credit. This alone almost wipes out the full annual fee, but we can't stop there. On new applications, we do get this 75,000 bonus miles after spending 4,000 in the first 3 months, which again is an additional $750 of equal value just for getting the card. On top of that, you get lounge access, no foreign transaction fees wherever you use the card, plus 2x miles on every purchase. For me, that was a no-brainer because I wanted premium travel benefits without kind of spending a premium travel annual fee like the American Express Platinum, which is almost $700. But if you're not a frequent traveler, the value you get with this card can still be huge, which I'll go over in just a second. But before I do that, let's go over the application process and then we'll get back to the benefits. So as you see here, I already have this card with a 40,000 credit line, and I tried to actually screen record my initial application, but the file just wasn't opening up. So I'm gonna go through it again for you, exactly what I did to get a massive credit limit and be instantly approved. And make sure to stick around in this video because I'm about to share with you something that doubled my chances of being approved and prevented me from being rejected. Alright, so the first thing in the application process you always want to make sure you're doing, I don't care if it's this card or another credit card, is taking advantage of the pre-approval option. Basically, this is a way to check if you'll be approved for the card without affecting your credit score. It only takes a few minutes and it uses a soft inquiry so your credit score won't be impacted. When I did this, I was pre-approved for the Venture X. Basically, it's going to check things like your income, your mortgage or rent payment, your credit score, and your annual credit card spend. Once you're pre-approved, you could go ahead with the full application, and that's where they'll do the hard inquiry. Here's a pro tip. Make sure your annual credit card spend, your mortgage, your income, and all other information you need is ready to go. They're going to ask you all that, so make sure you have it on hand so you don't slow down the process. So if you did the last part correctly and you were pre-approved, you could then proceed to the actual full application, which I'll again walk you through a little bit more in the next part of this video. But if you weren't and you weren't pre-approved, you might want to check this out here, which recommends a 740 credit score or higher to ultimately get the card. Important to note, at the time I applied for this, my credit score was around 780 and now it's around 815. And you're probably wondering, well, Nick, what credit limit did you get and what one should I expect? Stick around because I'm going to share that and how it compares to other people's credit limits and what I got and how to get the biggest one. So after I hit submit and I did the full application, Capital One processed my application and I came back with a $20,000 credit limit. Yours may take longer or it may be instant as well. And from what I've seen, the Capital One Venture X gives a higher starting limit compared to other travel cards in our space. So I hope your card get a high credit limit as well. The great part is after you're approved, you'll instantly get access to your card and you'll instantly be able to use the $300 travel credit, even though the physical card may take 7 to 10 business days to arrive in your mailbox. But here's where the real value comes in. Utilizing transfer partners and just not blowing the miles without actually knowing how to use them. So let me show you how to maximize your miles to score some premium travel experiences. So to keep it simple, the worst way to redeem your points is straight up just using your miles in the travel portal, and the best way is to take those miles, transfer them to what's called a travel partner, and then utilize those travel partner websites to get the max value, free flights, upgraded flights, and much more. So let's say you sign up, you get the 75,000 points, great, you have them all loaded up into your portal. Now you transfer them to travel partners like Air Canada, British Airways, where you can literally multiply the value of your miles. Let me give you an example. When you're redeeming your miles in the Capital One travel portal, typically you're getting about 1 cent per mile on your miles. But when you redeem with the travel partners and you transfer them to the travel partner website, at a minimum, you're getting about 2 cents per mile, so you're effectively doubling the value, especially when used on international travel and really high value travel. But let's say you don't really care for international travel and you still want to get some sort of redemption value, using the travel portal is great if you're doing it in a certain way. So basically, if you book in the travel portal using your card, you get 10x on hotels and flights and rental cars. So I just booked a hotel stay in California. I got 12,000 miles just for simply booking one hotel stay. Practically halfway to a free flight, so you always want to make sure you're checking the travel portal as well as all your options when you're utilizing these transfer miles. But there's an even better way that you can stack miles on miles when booking through the Capital One portal that I'm going to explain in just a minute. But first, you're probably wondering, well, Nick, how does this card stack up to other premium cards like the American Express Platinum, and how are those miles able to be used? So let's compare the Chase Reserve and the Amex Platinum to the Capital One Venture X. Basically, on the Reserve and Platinum, you're only getting 1x per mile everywhere you spend the card besides travel. And with the Capital One Venture X, you could take advantage of 2x on everything. And yes, the Chase Reserve has some premium benefits to help offset those miles effectively. And the Amex Platinum has some great benefits as well. But the Capital One is like the best balanced card for an everyday frequent traveler, so I consider that the best option for me. Plus, with the $300 travel credit and the lounge access, this card pairs up perfectly with one of the most popular Capital One cards, which is the Saver One. Which brings us to bonus hack number 1. So we all know that you get 10x miles per dollar that you spend on hotels when you book through the Capital One travel portal. But what people don't tell you is this little secret. So let's say I get 10x miles for every dollar I spend on hotels, and I book this at hotel. So after we book it with cash, it's going to show up on our Capital One statement. So now we're going to take advantage of the couple travel purchases, which is one of your redemption options. Yours is going to show up here. Then you're going to take your miles and you're going to redeem it to cancel out the statement transaction when you book that at hotel. It's going to wash it away, so you effectively get 10x miles for every dollar you spend when you book that hotel with cash. Then you're going to use a small amount of miles and wash away the charge. It's one of the best hacks that most people have no idea about. So if you're ready to apply for the Venture X, use the pre-approval tool, check your odds, then proceed to the full application. Make sure you're putting in your mortgage, your rent, credit card spent, and everything else completely accurate to avoid being denied. And I wish you the best. Let me know below if you did get approved. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.